Hello, hello, and welcome to season 2 of the 5 Foot Strong podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Gerlach, and on the season premiere, we have a very exciting guest coming all the way from Las Vegas. I'm so excited. I got to meet him personally just a few weeks ago while I was celebrating my birthday. I was with my mom, and we were at Vanderpump, Paris. We got to meet him, and I'd only seen him on TV before. But that night, I think I saw a different side. And that's why I wanted to talk to him today. Our guest today, Oliver Saunders, has a very inspiring journey of strength that has and he's come a long way. Even though he comes from famous parents, he's had to go through many struggles to be where he is today. He is now a proud father, a podcast host of the Bigger Than Us podcast, reality star, entrepreneur, the face of Lisa Vanderpump's Vanderpump Bears. So many things. We got to talk to him about it. Everything. Oliver was also caught in the chaos of season 10 of Vanderpump Rules. And he could also be seen alongside his incredible mother, who deserves her own flowers, model, actress, producer, woman of... Oh, I'm obsessed with her. And star of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Garcelle Beauvais. Today, though, we're going to chat about Oliver's journey. I want to know how he had the strength to get to where he is today, what kind of role model he wants to be for his kids, and how he prioritizes his mental and physical health. So without further ado, let's welcome Oliver to the 5 Foot Strong podcast. Hey, Oliver, it's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too, Jess. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Well, I'm so excited to get into it all. So the first question I want to ask that I ask all guests on is, what does being strong mean to you?
I think being strong means bouncing back. I think that nobody's life is perfect. Everybody has issues, whether you're a billionaire, whether you have no money, you just have different issues. Basically, being strong to me means being able to bounce back from any situation, especially with my life and everybody's life. You go through highs, you go through lows, but being able to be low and get out of that situation and bounce back and bring yourself back. That's what I would say my definition of a strong character would be.
Yeah, for sure. Being resilient, So I want to start from the beginning a little bit. So you came from famous parents. Yes. How would you describe your childhood?
My childhood was amazing. I mean, my parents are amazing. My parents were divorced when I was 3 or 4. So I used to go back and forth week to week from mom's house to dad's house, mom's house to dad's house. My parents were always great at co-parenting. My dad, my stepdad, my mom, they would always be at events cheering me on, whether it was basketball, football, music, shows that I used to do and stuff like that. So, very, very blessed, very, very great upbringing, Yeah.
When did you realize your life was a little different than others?
Well, you know what, to be completely honest, so the elementary school that I went to, Center for Early Education, it was $1 million elementary school. So I went to elementary school. My best friend in elementary school was Denzel Washington's son, doctors, Jack Nicholson's kids, everybody that, it was a status type of elementary school. So at that point, I didn't think anything was different. Obviously, I would realize that my mom would get more attention than a regular person walking around just doing normal things and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But, to be honest, I would say that I'm just blessed. I don't think that I don't really see myself different as anybody else. This is just the life that I was born into, fortunately,
So we talk about struggles. So when did you kind of get on the wrong path?
Oh, man.
Or realized you got on the wrong path?
I wish my mom was here. She'd pull out the date. She'd be like, let's say, all right. So I started, so I was always a good kid. I've always been a good person, good heart. I definitely have an addictive personality. I'd say in 4th grade is when I started getting in trouble school-wise, like not doing homework assignments, talking in class, stuff like that. And eighth grade is when middle school is when I started doing smoking weed and hanging out with the homies, and so that's when it started. That's when it all started for me.
And so, you had basically, it sounds like you had all the access in the world. And so then you started in fourth grade. Like that's pretty early. Like
Yeah,
you have a son, and can you say the new
yeah.
news?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We have a baby girl. We have a baby girl on the way. Me and
My,
my girlfriend. Super excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So yes, we have. I have a 4-year-old Oliver Jr. And then my girl has two daughters already from a previous relationship, Sunday and Sienna. And then Valley Marie Claire Saunders, which is going to be
Amazing.
our daughter's name, named after my grandmother, is going to be born in February. So we're
I
very
love
excited.
that. Well, congratulations, and only wish the best for you and your girl, and that, I'm
Thank
thinking about you guys. But
Thank you.
going back, so if
Yeah.
any of your kids in fourth grade started where
Whew.
you were,
Yeah.
how'd you feel?
It would hurt. It would hurt. You know what I mean? My parents used to tell me all the time. They were like, this is hurting us just as much as it's hurting you, if not more. And when you're younger, you don't really understand that, and you don't, you think you're the victim and everything like that. I pray that my son, he is so smart and he loves following the rules. The other day, he got upset with me because I forgot to take the Gatorade out of his cup before he went to school, and they're only supposed to have water at school. So I hope that he stays on that path of, liking to follow rules and just doing well in school. And because, as a parent, only thing you want is the best for your kids,
100%.
and
100%.
hopefully a lot of the things that I went through in my life, I will be able to sort of talk to him about, and hopefully, help him avoid a lot of the situations and stuff that I got into that was unnecessary that I brought upon myself.
So from fourth grade, I'm assuming it was a downward spiral from there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I went to 7 high schools, um, to my ninth grade year, bunch because I just kept getting in trouble. And yeah, it was just rough. I got it, started doing started smoking, started doing Xanax like daily.
Yeah.
Just yeah, started getting in trouble with the police. It was a lot.
So what do you think your rock bottom was?
My rock bottom. My rock bottom was, I mean, shoot, I've been to jail. I've been homeless. You know what I mean? I would say that my rock bottom was before I moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I had a couple friends pass away. I was heavy into an addiction, hanging out with not the best people, just super negative situations. And I was trying to change my life, so I begged my parents to get me out of the state, to get me out of LA, get me out of LA, but I still wanted to be close so I could see my family and everything. And yeah, I would say that was my rock bottom. I mean, sleeping in cars, no money, not a dollar to my name,
Yeah.
dirty clothes, no self-respect, no self-worth, just chasing a high, you know.
And we, like I've gone through struggles myself, and I think we're about the same age, me and you. And I'm assuming we've lived very different lifestyles, but we've all had struggles in our own way. But I know
Absolutely.
something that helped me out. Like you got to meet my mom, and by the way,
Yeah,
she says hello.
your mom was amazing. Tell her I said what's up. That's my homegirl now.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, you guys are
100%. So
you guys are amazing, both of you, and happy belated birthday again.
thank you. But I realized that my support system was so important. And
Mhm.
sometimes my mom had to play like, the hard game, but at the end she loved me so much that she just wanted to see the best. And I think you have a similar situation with your mom, right?
Absolutely. My mom used to never watch. One of my mom's favorite things to do is turn on and watch the news. Like she loves to know what's going on in the world and everything like that. And she used to tell me, she used to be scared to watch the news back in the day. She used to be scared every time the phone rang because she didn't know if it was going to be me, the police, if I was gonna end up on the news, all type of stuff like that, you know. And so for a long time, it was really rough. It was really rough. And my mom and my dad tried everything. You know, they tried the love approach. They tried the tough love approach. You know, like I said, you know, got sent to jail a couple times, did a rehab once, got sent to a wilderness program when I was 17. So, I mean, they tried everything that they possibly could, you know?
You know what? Sometimes you got to figure it out on your own, and that's the only way to get through those paths, those rough patches. Like, you know,
That's
go
go
for it.
ahead. No, go ahead.
And then, you know, it all in my journey, I know it all came down to me. Like, I couldn't rely really on friends or like my family loved me, but like at the end of the day, like I had to be the one who wanted to make a change.
One thing that I've realized, and this helps me out in a lot of different areas in life, is that um, nobody can make anybody do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, like I had an outlet to therapists, rehabs, this, that, blah, 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 everything that you could need, but I wasn't ready at the time, you know?
Right.
It's crazy because, like I said, I moved out from LA to Vegas to basically try to change my scenery, change who I was around, and I was doing well for a little bit, then I fell back into it, and yeah, no, it's really the time that when you decide that you're done with that lifestyle, you know, and my son, I give all the credit to my son. He changed my life.
Yeah.
He changed my life.
You know, so now Oliver Jr.'s around and I see like on Instagram and stuff, you're such a proud dad. And like it shows through and it makes me so happy to see like it was Oliver Jr. your like turning point being like, I'm putting that past behind me now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Like I said, so when I came out to Vegas, you know, I have, you know, I talk to God and I'm not super religious, but I do talk to God every day and everything like that. And I was asking, you know, take these demons away, take these addictions away and stuff like that. And you know, just couldn't really get it, couldn't really get it. And then I remember I was in jail when I found out that Oliver's mom was pregnant.
Mm.
And I remember thinking to myself that it just wasn't worth it. Like a light switch just flipped. And it was crazy because I remember times that I used to have to think to myself, like, oh, don't go get drugs. Don't do drugs. Like, da, da, da. After I found out that he was born, it wasn't even, it was just like I said, it was like an epiphany, a light switch, just like it just wasn't my concern. It wasn't my concern at all. I was selling drugs. I was doing drugs. I remember the day that I was like, you know what? I would much rather make it home to him any night over any amount of money that I could make. So I stopped completely. I got a job at Goodwill.
Yeah.
I was working at Goodwill 6 days a week, $9 an hour, loading trucks the whole day.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was content and I was happy with that because I didn't have to look over my back. I didn't have to worry about getting pulled over. I knew that I was going to make it home to my son every night. And so that was the most important to me. And at the time, I wasn't even thinking like, you know, keep the faith, something bigger will come, just continue. I was just happy with the choice that I made and the fact that I was going to be there for my son because that's what I'm here for, you know?
What kind of role model do you want him when he's, you know, in 20 years? You want to say his dad is what?
Oh, he's going to say he's the character. So he'll probably say a little bit extra, but
he's going to keep you on your toes because you kept your parents on their toes.
Exactly. All of my kids will be able to say that I was there for them through any situation in every way possible. I would drop anything for all four of the kids and make sure that I'm there and make sure not only, you know, I feel like as a dad, as a parent, you're supposed to do multiple things, you know, provide, protect, you know, it's not just financial, it's not just physical, it's a whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
So as a father, my job is to provide, protect, teach him about life and try to guide him in the best way. And at the end of the day, all of my kids are going to be able to say, my dad was always there for me whenever I
And be
needed
there
him.
for them. That's all they want. At the
Always,
end of the day, they want you to be there for them.
always,
And
always.
the fact that you're going to change, you've come such a long way into that mindset. I believe that like an addiction is mental health. You're trying to
Yes,
fill that void.
correct.
I've had somebody on who was a crack addict who lost everything, lost his
Yep.
family and everything, and like he had kids at that time, and like you don't want that, and
Yeah.
the fact that you figured it out and it's not too late to make that change is such a beautiful thing.
I just gotta say, I'd say to anybody listening, it's never too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never too late. Life isn't a life isn't a competition with other people around you. Life is a competition about with yourself. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I think that you're just supposed to do better than your parents did. And that's not saying make more money than your parents did. That's just saying that you learn from things that you and your parents went through. And then, with your kids and the future generation, you try to switch it up differently and make them better. And they do the same for theirs. And that,
100%.
yeah, that's what I think it's about. But I think that sometimes people could think, oh man, I've been doing this for so long. It's too late for me, or even if it's never too
It's never
late. It's
too,
never
yeah.
too late to get right and get healthy and get
I
you
have an
know
addictive personality too, but instead of, doing drugs, I ate. So
right,
that, food, I would say, is one of the number one addictions because we fill our emotions with it.
right,
And, whether it be food or whether it be drugs, we're trying to fill something that's just not there. And we got to
yep,
believe in ourselves and stop, like, don't use, unnecessary vices to fill that void.
right. I remember. I mean, I'm sure a few therapists told me this, but I remember the one that was like, the drugs is not. You're doing the drugs because of a bigger problem. You're eating because of a bigger problem, like
Yeah.
the depression. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like you sort of have to either figure out that problem, or I'm not a therapist or anything like that. But yes, it's usually the drugs, the eating, is a coping mechanism to try to forget what you're going through, or put it to the side. And at the end of the day, usually 9 times out of 10, that those type of coping mechanisms only make things worse. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's not like when I was done being high off of drugs or whatever, like my problems were all fixed.
No,
They
you
were
were
either
trying to
still
fill
there.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, they were still there, or they were worse because I just got high and did some other shit. You
Right,
know what I mean?
100%.
You
And I
know?
and I have the tattoo of mindset on my rib. And
Yeah,
I believe that mindset is everything. And it's if you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body.
yeah,
And you
true.
have to fix your mindset because your mental health is controlling that addiction.
Right. And I don't know if you can see, you probably it's upside down,
Yeah.
but I have a tattoo that says Kim.
Yeah.
Kim there. And everybody's always like, who's Kim? And it's not that. It means keep it moving.
Yeah.
Life is there's like I said, there's gonna be good days, there's gonna be bad days. People wouldn't appreciate the good days if there wasn't bad days. But you gotta keep it moving. You know what I mean? So
100%.
every time I look at my hand, or anytime I'm having some troubles or with something, it's like, yo, bigger picture, keep it moving, keep it moving. And it always works out. Life is good.
You got to believe in yourself at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I wanna kind of ask. So you moved to Vegas, and then how did you get connected with Lisa Vanderpump?
So basically, my mom ran into Lisa. This is at the point where I'm working at Goodwill.
Yeah,
My mom ran into Lisa at an event, Haitian
your
charity
mom's
event.
Haitian. Yeah,
Yeah, we're Haitian.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
A charity event in Los Angeles. And my mom had never met Lisa. Lisa had never met my mom.
yeah.
They obviously have heard of each other, blah, blah, blah. And my mom just went up to her and was like, listen, Lisa, like, I have a son that lives in Las Vegas. He's trying to change his life around. He just had a kid. I know you have a few restaurants. Do you think you could just get him an interview and just see from there? She was like, absolutely. And so we set it up, and I started working at the Caesar's Palace one as a host. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I had never worked in the restaurant business. That was actually like my first legit job that I had ever had.
Yeah.
And so after that, I realized, how much money these servers in Las Vegas make.
Yeah.
So when she opened up her new restaurant, I asked her for the opportunity to go over and switch, and I had to do the training and everything like that, and it worked out, and it's changed our life for the best. I mean, it's changed me and my son's life in the biggest way.
Well, you
And
kind of, I'm assuming that kind of is the reason you got kind of thrown into Vanderpump Rules.
right.
That season.
So one thing I always say about Lisa is, and people like, Lisa, my mom, nobody gets that successful and that rich by accident. You know what I'm saying? They're always thinking ahead. They're always thinking 10 steps ahead and stuff like that. And so I had been making few appearances on the Housewives of Beverly Hills here and there. And so the girls, the cast of Vanderpump Rules was coming out to Las Vegas. So Lisa and I are great friends. I mean, we FaceTime, we text back and forth, she's amazing. She's looked out for me since day one. And so I really appreciate her.
Support like that's important.
Yeah, it's important, and it doesn't matter who it's from, but just genuine support,
Yeah.
And so she asked me, she was like, I want you to wait on the girls when they come to the thing and the show. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. And then things sort of snowballed from there. And then she was like, do you want to go out with the girls after? Da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so that's how it all happened.
So let me, I don't want you to go into it, but I do watch Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
And I said to you when I met you, I don't like the way they portrayed you. And especially now talking to you and meeting you, you were dealing with personal stuff at the time, and then all this media stuff. Like, how did you deal with your mental health at that time? Because it was probably not very good.
I mean, to be real, I've been through so much. I've been through so many situations in my life. Like, people always ask me, they're like, bro, does that bother you or da da da? And it's like, bro, I've been in so many worse situations. Like, you know what I mean? Like that it's
but they changed the person you are. Like, you are a strong, confident man, and they I don't know. I said to you, the way that I thought you were and the way that you are is you're deep. You're a deep man. There's context to you.
Yeah. And you know what? The funny thing is, they can spin the story and it's fun. However, what people don't understand, there's producers, there's entertainment. It's for entertainment. Not all reality TV is interesting enough that they don't have to point you in a direction and stuff like that. But luckily, you know what? 99% of people were able to see through all the BS. And at the end of the day, it didn't change me. I'm going to be who I am regardless. And a lot of times when people meet me, they're like, wow, you know what I mean?
That's what I was, that was my reaction.
Yeah. And you know what? And Lisa and my mom had my back the whole time.
Yeah.
And, and for the right reason, because they knew that everything that I was saying was true. Yeah. And so, you know what? It's you can't believe everything that you see on TV. Unfortunately, a lot of people do, but you know what? Their opinion is their opinion, and it is all good.
Yeah, and as long as you're confident and you don't listen to the haters, I always say, if you get to a certain level, you're always going to have haters.
I'll tell you. So my mom always says that if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? The more successful you get, the less that, unfortunately, this is the way that the world that we live in, the less genuine people are, the less that they want for you, Yeah. And I told my son this the other day, and I'm telling my kids this, if you're happy with what you're doing and mommy and daddy are happy with what you're doing, grandma and grandpa are happy with what you're doing, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Yeah. And unfortunately, kids, they're younger, so they don't really understand that. But that's the truth, and that's genuinely how I feel. I'm happy and confident with who I am as a person. My family is happy and confident. We've had the best relationship that we've had in years. In years since I started getting in trouble. So, people are always going to have something to say, regardless. Yeah. But I am very happy and content with where I am and in the direction that I'm moving, and life is great.
And one more question about reality TV. When your stepbrother Jax was being bullied online, how did you feel about that?
I mean, I don't think that anybody should be bringing kids into, I don't think anybody should be talking to kids. It's funny, people are so brave when they're on their computer screen at home. And, people will say things that they would never say to somebody in person and stuff like that. And like I said, somebody is going to have something to say regardless,
Yeah.
no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So especially when you're in the reality TV, and this is easier said than done, but the more that your life is out there, the more that people know about you, the more, just more opportunities for somebody to say something, do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that kids should be off limits, absolutely. But
Yeah.
you can't control people, but it's at the same time, it's like, my brother Jax he's younger. So I understand him feeling more emotional about it and stuff like that. But it's like, you can't care about
Yeah.
what somebody from Sydney, Australia says that has no profile picture, no post. They made this
Yeah.
Instagram just to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Easier
You know
said
what?
than-
We talk about being strong, and those people behind the screen are not strong people.
No,
Those
they're
are
not.
weak. Yeah.
They're insecure. They're insecure, and I wish them the best. I don't have the time, energy I don't even to have negative thoughts for anybody. You know what I mean? I try to stay positive and think about the future and things that I have going. And, it's just, it just shows to somebody who's confident and somebody that knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It just shows insecurity.
100%. And that's weakness is like,
Yeah.
you want to be a bully, I do get hurt people, but you want to be a bully. That's a sign of weakness.
Right.
You want to be confident. You want to, you're the ones in front of the camera being vulnerable, putting yourself out there. That's strength.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, it's just a part of it. It's a part of it. You put your life out there. More people, just like I said, it's just a part of the process. Unfortunately, a lot of people like more toxicity and toxic stuff like that than positive stuff. But it is what
But I see you have a positive mindset and you have a positive way of life. And I love that. And that's strength, and, staying positive and thinking that something good is going to happen and, always being positive. Sometimes when it comes to mental health, I say you're either on the upward spiral or on the downward spiral. There's no choice. So, so you're right now on the upward spiral. You got your second chance. You're on that upward spiral.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, and I every day I start off the day with positive vibes. And at dinner, we talk about me and my girl and the kids talk about what they're grateful for. Because like I said, life is short. Things happen. Like you just got to enjoy your time and with the people you love and do what you love to do,
So before we end off, do you have any healthy tips for any like teenage boys that are on the wrong path or girls?
One thing I would say is just stay away from drugs. You know what I mean? I'm not completely sober. Like, I'm a social drinker. I'll have a margarita when I go out to dinner or something like that. And I smoke marijuana and everything like that. But one, stay away from hard drugs. It's not worth it. There's not any time, any night, any event that you're going to have that's worth all the trouble that you could be in, especially with people doing the fentanyl now and all that stuff. Like just stay away from that and don't give in to peer pressure. And that's one of the things that I'm going to stress on my kids the most. Just be yourself, and it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to say no to things. And, because that's, I feel like I fell victim to that a lot. And only you can make you do something, but I would just say, just stay off the drugs, stay focused in life.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
And the last question is, so you're a busy guy, you're kids and businesses and whatever you're working, and how do you prioritize your mental and physical health? Like, do you work out?
Yep. I just got back from the gym. Me and my girl go to the gym all the time. I just got back from the gym earlier today. I wake up super early every day. I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning every day, no matter what time I go to sleep. And I sort of just come downstairs, start doing breakfast, listen to music, you know what I mean? And that's just sort of my chill time. And, at the end of the day, I learned this from my mom. My mom works hard. My mom is always doing 20 different jobs. You know what I mean? And, generational wealth is what I am all about right now. I have I want to leave a lot of money, properties, businesses to my kids and everything like that. So that's my drive. That's my drive, you know. I think I was made for this. Like, you know, I don't need a lot of sleep. I don't need a lot of rest. I could do my thing. I can go from one thing to the next. You know, a lot of
Amazing.
times I hop off a plane from shooting, get straight to work, go to work all weekend, pick up my son on Tuesday. And you know what? To be real, I'm just blessed that I'm busy. I'm blessed that I'm successful. I'm blessed for all the opportunities that are coming in the future. God is good, life is good, and I just, you know, I'm just riding the wave. And
Amazing. You want to tell the listeners what's going on, where they can reach you?
yeah, so my Instagram is at I am Oliver Saunders. I have a podcast all about parenting, Bigger Than Us podcast. So it's youtube.com/ at Bigger Than Us podcast. Definitely check that out. I have some big things coming in the future, contracts that I've signed that I cannot disclose exactly what's going on, but very big things are happening in the future, and just very excited.
Well,
Very
I'm
excited.
very grateful for you to come on the 5 Foot Strong podcast. Thank you so much. You
Thank
know
you for
what,
having
Oliver?
me.
I see you got your second chance. Now thrive. You know,
Thank you.
that's the
And you
strength
as
is
well.
you
You as
picked
well.
yourself up, and you know, we always have to move forward and stay positive. And you know, even though you were given everything, you know, we have to figure it out on our own. And
Yeah.
you know, we have to
Yeah.
take care of our mental health. We have to take care of our physical health. And, you know, that makes us a better person, and that makes you a better father and a future
Yeah.
father. And congratulations again on having
Thank you.
a baby girl.
Thank you. Yeah. And I just, you know, last thing I'll say is just, you know, if I could do it, anybody could do it. If you could do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't feel like you're alone. Just, you know, seek whatever help you need, and just know that, you know, it's never too late to turn your life around, and anything is possible.
And
Anything
that's
is
why I
possible.
want to share people's stories like that, to know people like you're not alone, and like it
Yeah.
could happen to anybody, but you could also turn it around.
I'm telling you, I've came from millions. I've literally slept in cars, not having a dollar, and now I'm back on my way to millions for myself. You know
I
what I
love
mean?
that. And
So,
you're strong on its own, and that's your journey of strength. So,
and just, you know, a message to the young. Anybody could do it.
yeah.
Anybody could do it. And you know, I have faith in you guys. Like I said, I'm nothing special about me. Uh, anybody could do it. You just gotta have faith, and you just gotta stick to it. You know, I want everybody to be happy, healthy, successful, positive lives. So
I love that. So
yeah,
stay strong, and thanks for coming on.
appreciate you, Jess. See you soon.